Hi, my name is Callie Ma, and I am from Academic Support at ABAC, and this is our second session talking about helpful tips for distance learning. And so for this transition to distance learning, our first session was on preparing for the transition, and now we will talk about managing your time. So to manage your time during this transition is very important because you will be the ones who need to make sure you get online. Nobody will be there to hold you accountable to be in class at a certain time, a certain place. And so one of the first steps is to keep a planner or calendar. Whatever form you choose, write things down. Write down due dates, write down deadlines, write down exact times like 5 p.m., write down the exact times when things are due. This is a spring semester 2020 schedule, and so we have 5 more weeks left in this semester, so the schedule shows those 5 weeks plus finals week. So you can use something like this. If you need a calendar or schedule, send us an email. Our email information will be at the end of this video, and I can send you a schedule that you can fill in, or you can find a calendar or a planner and fill something in on your own. Also, set aside specific times every day for schoolwork. And so this is another example of a schedule you can keep, just a student schedule with each day of the week, each half hour lined out. And so you can fill in times when maybe you still have work, or times when you have schoolwork, when you have to listen in on class instruction, or just when you know you have some time that you want to set aside for a class. I suggest planning specific times for each class. For example, if you have a math class, you can set aside, 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. I'm going to check online and complete my assignments for math class. If you have an English class, you could say, so then that same day at 1 p.m. from 1 to 2:30 p.m., I'm going to check that class online and complete readings for the week. And so, something as simple as that, just putting in those specific times to hold yourself accountable. You want to make school time part of your schedule every single day, and structure is very important during this time. So another way to help you with that structure is to make to-do lists. So you'll be managing your own classwork, your own work time, your own study time. So include schoolwork on your to-do list and specific things. So for example, you could write down, check English 1102 course in Georgia View and complete that assignment. Watch my instructional video for my history class, study for my biology lab quiz. So you're writing down specific things that you need to do, not just the due dates, but when you want to work on them. And so you could keep weekly to-do lists and or daily to-do lists. My example is more like a daily to-do list, some things that I want to do this day. But you could also write down things that you have to do for the week if you include the deadlines and the due dates, so you know when you can work on those. Check each class every day. So log into Georgia View every day. Work a little bit on each class every day, knowing the due dates and deadlines, and check your ABAC email every day. So email will be even more important during this time because everything will be done electronically. And so your instructors will be communicating with you through Georgia View, through email. Different people on campus will be reaching out to you through email. So it's important to check Georgia View and your email every day, and any other platform that your instructors are using for classes. Also, use your study space well. So focus on the tasks at hand, the things that you have written down on your to-do list. Keep your to-do list in your study space. Leave your cell phone off or in another room to limit distractions. Focus on completing a task. So instead of saying, I'm going to sit down and work for 2 hours, you want to say, I'm going to sit down and work on this thing on my to-do list. And once I finish that task, then I can take a break. And so you can reward yourself by completing tasks with taking a break. Make sure the tasks are doable and not overwhelming. If you can only focus for 30 minutes, then set aside 30 minutes at that time. Take a break and then come back for another 30 minutes. If you like to work on things for a long time, then set aside a long time to do something so that you can really get in and focus on it. And then once you finish that task, you can take a break and then come back and do the next thing on your to-do list or the next task. Also, make sure that your study space is well lit, it's clean, and it's conducive to studying. That will be different for everyone. Everyone has different styles and ways that they study well, so make sure your space works for you. Also, with distance learning, you might find that you need to set aside more time for reading. So any online class I've taken involves a lot of reading, and I have to read the text because I'm not getting the in-class experience and that in-class instruction. And so it's really important to learn the material through reading. So pay attention to the reading assignments that you're given in class and make sure that you are completing those. So one method that can be really helpful when you're reading, if you have a hard time focusing, a hard time reading through things, there's a method called the SQ3R method. And so that's just stands for, the S is for survey. So you look over the whole chapter. You pick up on the topics, what the headings are, bold words, main sentences, so you kind of get an idea of the whole chapter. Then you do the questions part. So you take the headings that are in the reading and you turn those headings into questions. Once you have those questions, then you read the assignment. And while you're reading, you look for answers to those questions that you wrote down. So it can help you focus when you're reading. You're not just reading through something, but you're actually looking for an answer to a question. So then you can take notes while you're reading, write down the answers that you find to those questions. And then once you've read through a section of your reading material, try recalling that information. So that's the recall part. Without looking at your notes, without looking at the reading, try to recall and remember what you just read and visualize what you wrote down, visualize those questions and the answers. And then when you've done that, take time to review the information that you did write down, review your questions and notes and see how well you did with the recall, with everything all the information that you took in. If you have questions about this, please contact us at Academic Support. You can email us at asc@abac.edu, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.